Hi everybody, my name is Bergamo. I'm one of the ER physicians at Scripps Mercy in San Diego, which is the Hillcrest location. I don't have a PowerPoint, so it's just me, but I'll just review kind of our program and what we've been doing and how we've been trying to obviously help our community. So I know that Dr. Lassoff from UCSD kind of presented to you all on last Friday, and then Tanya.
It was the healthcare task force, so many of these people weren't here.
Oh, yeah, never mind. So we have an opioid stewardship program at Scripps, specifically to help with obviously the opioid epidemic, and they received a grant through the California Bridge program last February, actually, so a year ago. And we started to implement our MAT program in March, I'd say April, and to help obviously our patients with opioid use disorder. And how the program works is kind of twofold. The first fold is obviously we're trying to identify more and more patients that come to our emergency department that look like they have opioid use disorder or they're in opioid withdrawal. You know, they have abscesses from injections, they have other medical problems that you think are associated with opioid use disorder. And one, we've trained our physicians to, first of all, identify these patients. Two, let them know we have a MAT program now at Scripps to help them. And three, if they're not ready for help, to obviously provide them with resources in the community so that when they are ready, they kind of know they can either A, come back to us, or B, go to the community clinics that will help them. Initially, it was started just in the ED because obviously we see these patients walk through our door on a daily basis. But we also have our hospitalists doing it now as well, because sometimes obviously you'll admit your patients with opioid use disorder that are not acutely in withdrawal, but they'll start withdrawing up on the floor, and they've also started to do MAT up there. We developed our own protocol for Scripps, and the MAT program is both at Scripps San Diego and Scripps Chula Vista, so we have two programs. And it's basically, we start our patients on buprenorphine in the hospital, and then we discharge them with Suboxone. So far, I think it's going relatively well. Obviously, as Dr. Esposito was saying, our medical community, you'd think that everybody would know about this, but it was a lot of education from the get-go to let physicians know that we're doing this, that buprenorphine is relatively safe, they not to be scared of it, as there's a lot of regulations that you have to get a specific waiver on your license to be able to prescribe it, and so that just makes providers feel like they are scared to provide it. But after that education got rolling, I think it's really taken off. We have probably 75% of our providers in the emergency department that have the waiver and are willingly providing this medication. And probably half of our hospitals also have it. Yeah, and so in the beginning, Tanya just gave me the numbers now. So Tanya Pop-Up is our substance use navigator. This would not be possible without her. She is such a great resource for both the patients when they're in the ED as well as even when they're not, and she can follow up with them just to make sure they're doing okay. But we also have obviously a substance use team as well as case managers that can help because obviously she can't work 24/7. But so she just handed me these numbers now, which I think are awesome. And so in April last year, obviously when it was just me and one of our provider, Ronit Lev, that I'm sure some of you guys know, we're the only ones that had the X waiver. We basically identified 6 patients and started 5 on bup. And then this past month alone, January, we identified 78 patients with opioid use disorder and provided prescriptions. Started 37 on Suboxone and then provided the same amount of prescriptions for home. And so it's obviously taking off, and last year alone, and this is just between April and December, we identified 231 patients with opioid use disorder. And obviously this isn't actually capturing everybody because this is basically what Tanya sees and what I can identify through our EPIC system, but everybody codes opioid use disorder in different ways, and so I'm sure it's probably much, much higher than this. We're just not capturing everybody. But I do think it's optimistic that we've gone from identifying 6 patients 10 months ago to now we have 78, and we're willingly treating the patients, offering them resources. And we've also actually started, because of Tanya's great outreach, patients have actually started to come to the ED saying, I'm going into a program, I would like to start on Suboxone for that program, can you provide me with the prescription for that? Not acutely withdrawing, and we've been obviously trying to willingly provide that prescription just to give them the first step towards recovery. So, that's it.
Can I